gonna run from a 48-year-old man? He ain't running from me, he's coming to fight.
Okay, I'm here with the Cobra, Froch, at the weigh-in for the huge Matchroom card tomorrow. How's it going, Carl?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good. Tomorrow we've got a huge card on, so many good fights, world titles, good fights, up and coming. What do you think of the cards?
Yeah, it's a great card. I'm looking forward to watching a couple of the fights. Brook, Gavin, very interesting fight. I think Brook's going to knock him out, but Gavin might come and cause a few problems early on, which is always interesting. Joshua against Johnson. I like to see Joshua in against someone who's going to be able to tough it out for a bit. I don't think he's got any chance of beating Josh, but you know, he's shown that he can survive in near Johnson and go the distance like he did with Klitschko. So it'll be interesting to see how Josh copes with getting into the later rounds, even though I think he's going to be absolutely fine. And you've already mentioned Brook, Gavin, that one, and then you've got Selby. Selby's a great little fighter. He's like a little magician in the ring, a box of tricks. But he's in against a tough opponent who's motivated and really believes he can win. So there's 3 title fights there that are great. Kevin Mitchell's a tough fight as well. Yeah,
a lot of people talking about the Selby fight, and whereas Selby seems to be always in first gear, second gear, now he's going to have to push it out and actually go in a faster pace. Do you see that being a problem for him?
No, I think he'll be all right. It does look like he's not weight drained, but on the scales to me. But I've not seen much of him on the scales. But his opponent looks, it's a Gradovich. He looks more comfortable at the weight, and I'm hoping Selby can maintain it a good pace. I think he's done it a few times, showing me that he's got 12 rounds in him. But he just looks a bit drawn, and because I'm a boxer myself, and I know what fighters look like when they're a bit drawn. So I'm hoping Selby can do the 12 rounds the way he wants to do them, and I think he'll get the win, and he'll be IBF World Champion, which is fantastic.
Kevin Mitchell versus Linares is another fight people are talking about a lot. Is this Mitchell's chance to get a world title?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's a tough fight for him. This guy, Linares means the business, and he knows what he's doing, and he's coming to win. But Kevin Mitchell, for me, he just showed so much quality in his last year, or probably last 2 years. He's shown that he's training properly, he's doing everything right. He's not, he's living the life which he's never used to. He's been guilty of not living the life he should live, and now he's on the straight and narrow. He's doing everything he should do. He's got Tony Sims in his corner, who I know very well because he works my corner when I box. I do a lot of training with him, and I just think if he listens to Tony and he's done the training, which I'm sure he has, he's got a chance here of becoming a world champion, which is fantastic. It's a WBC title though.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic belt, fantastic title. So I'm hoping he does the business, and I think he can.
Yeah, same here. Let's go to your career, Carl. Obviously, you're making big decisions about what you're going to do, if you're going to stay pro or if you're going to retire. But last week, a lot of messages on social media about possibly you versus GGG. It's a fight that you said that if you were to hang around, it's a fight you feel that will be more than likely happening. What do you see in GGG, or what do you think overall people think about him?
Triple G is a great fighter, very strong, powerful man. But he's a middleweight. Is he going to be the same force at super middle? The answer is we don't know. Do I want to be the man to find out? Maybe. If that fight can make sense, if it can be made, it can make sense. If I decide to fight again, Triple G will be an opponent I'll be looking at. But it's a big if at the minute.
Yeah. You always say you're always in fighting shape. You're always on weight. You're always ready to prepare to go. If this fight was if you were to continue your career, you think you'd be making a move for the end of this year?
Yeah, it'd have to be this year. If I box again, it's got to be around the autumn time. Yeah. September, October, that's when I'll be ready to fight. If I don't fight by then, it's pointless, it's too long. I've already had too long out of the ring anyway, but I can still make it work with the training, because I keep myself fit anyway. But any longer than 18 months really, it's getting on for too long before a fight getting made. So if I don't fight by the autumn, I'm done. But I should be making an announcement next week. And once I make that announcement, people are going to know what I'm doing. They're going to be more clearer to what Cobra's doing moving forward.
As it always says, as it stands right now, the super division changes so much and everything. And to me, I always say that you're the top of the super division. Andre Ward ain't fought for so long; it's not been active. All these things are changing around. When you look at the division, your territory now. What do you think of the division now? It's still standing strong?
Yeah, Andre Ward's obviously a fantastic talent, and you've got to say he's the best super middleweight. If he's a super middleweight anymore, I don't know if he can do. His last fight was at 172. Yeah. But Andre Ward's a fantastic talent, a great fighter. Amateur and professional. He's beat everyone that put in front of him, and it's not like he's not fought anyone. He's fought Kessler, beat him in style. He fought me and beat me fair and square. It's just, I've got a problem with the way in which he fights, and I have to be criticised or look like I'm criticising Ward all the time, but I'm just criticising his style. It was the most awkward, horriblest night for me. I didn't feel like I'd been in a fight after that fight. Got out of the ring just frustrated, and that's what Ward brings to the ring. He wins. He knows how to win. He's effective, and in many respects, it's what Mayweather does. Mayweather's probably a little bit more offensive, so you've got to give Andre Ward his credit for what he does. He's an unbelievable fighter. He knows how to win. but I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's fucking boring. That's the problem. You know, that's why he's not doing much. But that side, you've got James Degale, new IBF champion. You've got George Groves. He might be Badu Jack, who's not really strong. I mean, Thingy's just lost to him. The other brother, Anthony Durrell. And who else you got in the super middleweight division? I mean, you got Abraham and Paul Smith. Paul Smith's fighting Ward. I can't see Ward having too much trouble with that, but you know, I hope Paul Smith gives him something to think about, which I'm sure he will, because he's determined and he's a strong kid. But the middleweight division, the super middleweight division, is quite good, you know. But it's going to miss me. I'm sure it is. It's going to miss me without blowing my trumpet. I could fight Degale, back him up, beat him up, easy fight for me. After round 4 or 5, Degale's an easy fight. I'll just knock him out. Hard for me to get motivated for that. Or I could fight Triple G. You know, they're the 2 opponents really that come to the forefront for me if I'm thinking about fighting again.
Carl, thank you very much for being to Box Talk. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.